Welcome, financial warriors. Viking-style investing requires one to learn how to read the runes of the economy. Vikings were great warriors, but also great readers of economic events. They understood how to spot changes in the economy. One of the ways Vikings were able to predict the economy's future was through the reading of runes. Runes served as the Vikings' main predictive economic indicator. By the ritualistic casting of runes, Vikings were able to gain insight into the future. In this video, we'll teach you how to read 3 of the most important economic indicators: GDP, Gross Domestic Product, CPI, Consumer Price Index, and the yield curve. Understanding these indicators will help you make informed investment decisions and better understand what's happening in the world economy. But before we get started, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Runes were the ancient writing system of the Vikings, and they were also used for divination and magical purposes. Each rune represented a different sound, but they could also be interpreted as having deeper meanings. For example, the rune Feo represented cattle. It could also symbolize wealth and abundance. Similarly, the rune Daggers represented the sun, but it could also represent clarity and new beginnings. By reading the runes, Vikings were able to gain insights into the current state of affairs and make predictions about the future. This allowed them to raid when it was most profitable, make peace deals when needed, and establish settlements in enemy territory at the right time. In other words, runes were an essential tool for understanding the world around them and making strategic decisions. Today, we can channel the ancient wisdom of the Vikings and complete our own reading of runes. The runes we use are known as economic indicators. Our modern world, governments, corporations use these indicators, and investors like to determine the state of the economy. By understanding how to read these indicators, we can gain valuable insights into the economy's health and make more informed decisions about our financial future. Consumer Price Index. Consumer Price Index, CPI, is an indicator of inflation. It tracks the prices of a set of goods and services and measures the general price of a rise of these items in an economy. Too much inflation can mean the economy is overheating, while very low inflation can be a harbinger of economic recession. Depending upon the selected set of goods and services used, multiple types of inflation values are calculated and tracked as inflation indexes. The CPI is just one example of an inflation index. Tracking the prices of a set of common goods and services provides valuable insight into the overall health of an economy. GDP, Gross Domestic Product, or GDP, is the indicator used to measure a country's economy. It represents the total monetary market value of all the finished goods and services produced within a country's borders in a specific time period. In other words, it's a broad measure of a country's overall domestic production. While it's not perfect, GDP is the best indicator we have of a country's economic health. So whether you're interested in how your own country is doing or you're curious about how other countries measure up, GDP is a good place to start. Yield curve. The yield curve is a vital indicator for the average person. It tells you whether interest rates are rising or falling, and this information is crucial for making financial decisions. Low interest rates make loans cheaper, allowing businesses to expand and families to buy cars, homes, and education. However, when interest rates rise, You know that the economy will slow down soon. This is because it costs more to take out a loan, making everyone buy less. The Treasury yield curve is the most important indicator for the average person because it can give you a heads up about changes in the economy. If you keep an eye on the yield curve, you'll be better equipped to make financial decisions that are right for you. Conclusion: the Vikings use runes to predict the outcome of events. Today, we have our runes to read. Indicator runes can help us predict the future. We have to learn to read them, or we will suffer the consequences.